hi, I'm David. Guess you couldn't sleep either, huh? I know what you mean. The nights don't get any better than this one, or should I say mornings. I bet we'll see an equally beautiful sunrise in a few minutes. What's that? Oh, I come here quite a bit. It's just about my favorite spot in the whole world. I especially like to come here when I'm anxious about something. I come here to think and write and pray. Yeah, I write every chance I get. Plus, from here, I keep an eye on all the sheep. And when the moon is out like this, I can see wolves trying to sneak across the valley. Just look at those sheep, so peaceful and unaware of the dangers of the world. No, I'm not really worried about wolves right now. In fact, I haven't seen any wolves in weeks. So what's bothering me tonight? I'm not sure. Maybe I'm nervous about the trip I've got to take in the morning. Didn't I tell you? Dad is sending me to see my brothers. I'm taking them some food and supplies. You know how bad the army food is supposed to be. Dad thought they deserved a break today. They deserve a break today. I should write that down. No, that's not that good anyway. Am I afraid of the battle? I don't think so. From what I've heard, they're all more in danger of being bored to death than actually getting hurt in combat. Sounds to me like they're both just sitting around calling each other names. You want to see these? No you don't. They're pretty personal. No, they're not just love letters, at least not to any girls. It's mostly just poetry and songs and prayers, religious stuff. Really? Well, I guess I could read a couple of them to you if I get enough light from the moon. Here's one I really like a lot. One night, after chasing away some wolves, just doing my job, I began thinking, okay, I'm taking care of these sheep, but who's taking care of me? You know what I mean? Have you ever wanted to just, have someone take care of you? Anyway, here's what I wrote. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want for anything. He provides green fields for me to lie down in and leads me beside still waters. He keeps making me feel good inside. He guides me in the ways that are right for his name's sake. And even though I walk through the valley where there is danger and death, I will not be afraid, because he is with me, because he comforts me. So what do you think? Oh, come on. Poems don't have to rhyme. What do you mean by that? How do you know if it's finished or not? It's my poem, and I should know if it's finished. And I say, actually, I had the same feeling, but I couldn't think of a better way to end it. But as much as I recite this one, if it really needs an ending, it'll come to me someday. Well, I hope it wasn't my poetry that made you sleepy. No, I'm just kidding. Going back to bed. I'm gonna stay here for another minute or so. Oh Lord, you have searched me and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my very thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you know it completely, O Lord. You surround me in front and behind. You have laid your hands upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to attain. Where can I hide from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? For you created my inmost being. You put me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am wonderfully made. All of your works are wonderful, and I know that full well. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. And I will live in the house of the Lord forever. Oh, and as I travel the road to be with my brothers, embrace me in your arms of protection. Place your cover of wisdom over me. Make my courage as though it was your own, and open my eyes that I may serve you in ways never imagined, and let all the glory be yours.
Oh, hi. I guess you couldn't sleep either. My name is David. I should say King David. I still sometimes forget that God called me for that. It blows my mind to think what God has done for me. Yeah, I know what you mean. This is a beautiful night. Or should I say morning? It's going to be sunrise in just a few minutes. What's that? Well, yeah, I used to come here all the time. Back when I was younger and a lot smaller, as I recall. It was just about my favorite spot in the whole world. I liked to come here when I was anxious about something. Plus, from here, you can keep an eye on all the sheep, and you can see the wolves coming, trying to encroach across all of the valley. So peaceful those sheep were, unaware of the dangers of the world around them. I used to do a lot of my writing right in this spot. You know, the Lord has helped me overcome far greater odds than those facing us in the battle tomorrow. But I still find myself worried. I mean, hasn't God done enough for me that I shouldn't ever question his faithfulness? And yet, I do. I was just thinking about the night before my first battle. In fact, it was right here on this very hill. I was talking with one of the shepherds. Neither one of us could sleep for some reason. I mean, I didn't even know I was going into battle the next day. My dad had given me a bunch of food and supplies to take to my brothers on the front lines. I was too small to fight, or so I thought, but not too small to deliver their supplies to the front lines. Anyway, I wasn't worried. From what I had heard, there was more danger from those wolf cubs than there were from the Philistines. I mean, they'd sit around with our soldiers, hurling insults back and forth at each other. Little did I know that I would be the first to draw blood in that decisive battle. Yeah, that Goliath. He was a whopper. But, you know, it didn't take much to bring him down. Or I should say, it didn't take much for God to bring him down. But, you know, I've been facing giants, even bigger giants, since Goliath. As a matter of fact, I've written about some of those giants. What? No, you don't want to hear any of those, not right now. Okay, if you wish. There was one that I wrote right here on this spot. It was still one of my favorites. I was sitting out here one night, watching over the sheep, got to thinking, I'm here to protect the sheep. I'm taking care of it. But who's taking care of me? Like, I mean, haven't you ever wanted to just have someone take care of you? Anyway, here's what I wrote. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want for anything. He provides green fields for me to lie down. He leads me beside still waters. He keeps making me feel good inside. He guides me in the ways that are right for his name's sake. And even though I walk through the valley of danger and death, I will not be afraid, because he is with me, because he comforts me. And that's where it ended for a long time. I mean, it took me a long time to come up with the rest of it. But after I overcame some of the bigger giants in life later on, I was reciting it to myself in the room, and the rest of it came like this. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. What's that? Oh, you know poetry doesn't have to rhyme. But seriously, the Lord, he is my shepherd. But sometimes that's hard to remember. I mean, I've always tried to please God, especially whenever I was under attack. You know, those days when Saul was tracking me down. Well, I say always. I've made mistakes. I almost ended everything with my mistakes. You may have heard about my son Absalom. You may have heard about Bathsheba. I was ready to give up, and I thought God had given up on me. I lost my way. But I discovered that God forgives. God takes me back even when I don't deserve it. Those were my biggest battles, and only the Lord could have delivered me from those odds. Only the Lord could have delivered me from my mistakes. Well, it's getting light, soldier. You are excused to go back and make your battle preparations. I need to make my own preparations for battle tomorrow. We'll see. O Lord, you have searched me and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you know it completely, O Lord. You surround me in front and behind. You have laid your hand upon me. Wow. Such knowledge is too great for me to comprehend. It's too wonderful for me. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? For you have created my inmost being. You put me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am wonderfully made. All your works are wonderfully made. I know that full well. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Praise be to the Lord my rock, who trains my hand for war, my fingers for battle. He is my loving God and my fortress, my stronghold and my deliverer.